Hello and welcome. This is our online broadcast of our transitions information, following on from our parents' evening on Wednesday the 1st of October. The aims of our session are to give you some information about the education healthcare plans and how this could affect transition, to make you increase awareness of the range of options to you and your children at 16, 17 and 18, to give you some ideas to be empowered to have discussions with your children and undertake visits to the college, and also to make you aware of the importance of things like the disability living allowance and the personal independence payment and the school bursary. This information is also in the handout, which is downloadable from our website. The DLA, Disability Living Allowance, and then at 16 it becomes the Personal Independence Payment, are payable to probably pretty much every youngster and family at primary school, and it's not dependent on how much you earn. So if you're not already claiming this, then please do have a look at the forms on the website. If you need help and support to complete the forms, then Mrs. Lewis here at Priory is available to help. She's lots of experience, helped many people through with those forms. At sixth form, we can claim a bursary for use in school for things like a residential trip to Thorpe Woodlands, Hoodie, and some of the other trips that we do, but we can't do that if you haven't already had disability living allowance or personal independence payment. So it's well worth having a look at that. So on the 1st of September the law changed. The new Children and Families Act came into force, and that has a few changes for us and the way we deal and work with you and your children. First, in some of the definitions and information, so special educational needs, or SEN, is moving to special educational needs and difficulties, SEND. So when you see a reference to SEND, that's what it's meaning. The Access Unlimited website is the Suffolk Local Authorities website, and it's got all of their forms on the website there, and the link as well is in the handout. So as part of these reforms, statements are changing to education, health and care plans. The key part of that is the objectives of the statement are changing to outcomes, and we'll talk a bit more about that in a minute. And we have 3 years to change statements to education healthcare plans. So this year we've been tasked with focusing on Year 5, Year 9, 11, 12 and 13. There's some good news about the education healthcare plans. Firstly, it's very much student and family focused. The very first question asks the youngster what it is that they want to do in the future, what are their hopes and aspirations, and that really sets the tone for the whole meeting. The education healthcare plan will stay with your child until they're 25, and this I think is really good news. It will transfer with them to the college rather than the statement that used to cease, and it is very aspirational, and the setting of the outcomes. So we set things that are much more student focused. So we've been doing some sixth form ones, and there have been things like, I want to go to college, I know that I need to do better at my maths and English to get to college. So, and then we think about how we're helping with the maths and the English. So piece of work that we've been doing so far with some of the sixth formers, and we'd encourage you to try and do with some of your children and youngsters, is to start having a discussion with them. What is it that they'd like to be doing later on in life? And we've picked 25 as a age to have a think about. Where would they hope to be working? What sort of things would they hope to be doing? Where would they hope to be living? Is that still at home, or is that some form of independent living? And to help do this, we've thought of using a timeline. So in this case here, I'm saying at age 25, have a job, and be able to specify the purpose and be living independently. At age 20, finish college, about ready to start an apprenticeship. In 2018, year 13, the sixth form, doing functional skills and made choices about going to college. Year 11, completed work experience and post-16 options, and in year 9 started transition process and thought about the key stage 4 options. So we think that working backwards from age 25 helps put all the other bits in context. So if that's where you want to go, how are you going to get there? And we've included one of these timelines in the handout, but blanked out, so that you could work with your children and young people through the process. And you can choose your own dates and timeline, but that's what I've chosen to think about, is what would you do at age 25. For students who have been in the sixth form, they've already had a go at this, using this sort of swirl, spiral, snail, we've called it all of those things, during our residential in Thorpe Woodlands. And essentially it's the same sort of thing, with primary school right in the middle of it, where they are now, and about age 25 at the opening of the spiral. And so we started at the opening and we worked backwards into the middle to try to help them think about where they wanted to go, and therefore the steps that they would need to take. So if your youngster is currently in the sixth form, they should have already completed this piece of work, and you might wish to try and discuss that with them. So there are many options when you finish at primary school, and you could choose to finish at 16 at the end of year 11 and move on to college from there. You could choose to stay into our sixth form, and that's 1 or 2 years in the sixth form. And then either after 1 year you could move to college, or after a second year you could move to college. Obviously we're closest links with West Suffolk College because they're right in the town, but not everybody lives in Bury, as we're well aware. So there's many other colleges, Easton and Otley College, and they do many outside courses as well as lots of other things. Suffolk New College in Ipswich, and depending where you are in the county, you may well cross over to other colleges that we haven't put in. There is also more individual programs available with using organisations such as WS Training and Lapwing. So if college doesn't seem to be the right answer, there's other packages that can be put in place. So hopefully we can help you with some of the decision making. Our youth support worker Mark B, he can help you. And if you, the colleges have support and advice people that can do that. If you feel that you need a bit of independent support, you can contact Sendias. Sorry, there's an N missing in there, but it is correct in the handout. Who used to be called Parent Partnership, and they have a role to offer independent advice and guidance around, not just around transition, but all special educational needs and difficulties, information and provision. So we're just about there really. The next steps are to discuss the options with your child and keep discussing with them, maybe use the timeline. Try to visit some colleges. Their open days are all in the pack for the autumn term, and we're hoping that we can do a sort of a special schools open day as well, but we're still working on that. And obviously if you're not claiming DLA or PIP, then you really need to get on with having a go at that, and let us know here at school, at Mrs. Lewis, if you need any help. So that's basically it. Hope you found this useful. Make sure you've got the handout that goes with this, and do get in touch if you've got any queries. Many thanks.